What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Whole Views, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about Loki, the new series that just dropped on Disney Plus. We got the first episode. Let's go ahead and talk about it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so if you enjoy the videos. I'm going to be breaking down each episode, and not necessarily breaking them down, but just talking about the things that I feel like stood out. And those are going to be probably a bit different from all the real people who do big comic book deep dives into every little storyline and every little clue that's on the screen. So if you like talking about these shows in a different fashion, this is probably the best place to do it. Please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell. First impression straight out the gate is that this show is excellent. And we know that all Marvel shows have been excellent so far. Everything that they've given us has been very, very good on the Disney Plus service. But the thing that stands out here is that I believe this episode 1 is stronger than any of the episode 1s of any of the shows that we've gotten from Disney Plus, which includes The Mandalorian season 1 and season 2. The first episode here really caught you up and did a lot for the character of Loki. Now, if you follow the MCU timeline and stuff, you know that this version of Loki that we're getting in this show is not the version that went through all the events that we saw in the cinematic universe, all the stuff that we saw leading up to his death at the hand of Thanos. So this show in episode 1 did everything it could to develop that character from where we caught him at the end of Avengers 1 to his death at the hands of Thanos. Many movies later, they got that whole character progression done super fast, and the way they did it was super smart. It was great to see things get developed for Loki, and now we can see a similar version of that same character without having to sit through him going through the same events over that long course of time. The other thing that really stood out to me in this show is how clearly Marvel plans better than anyone else when it comes to their series. The fact that when they talk about the multiverse and the timeline splinters, they use the word madness, which just evokes other properties. Like instantly we all thought of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness when they kept saying madness. I'm pretty sure I heard it at least 2 times. That's smart on their part. Another clear piece of planning shows in the disregard that the show shows for Infinity Stones. Like, so much of the MCU in the first phase 1, 2, and 3 were all built on Infinity Stones. We had whole movies that served only the purpose of introducing an Infinity Stone and then placing that stone somewhere for a later purpose. This show in one episode shows you, hey, moving forward, these stones mean nothing. These stones are not important. Like the guy said, some of us use them as paperweights. Like, not a big deal at all. And that just shows you that, hey, moving forward in the future, we're past that. We're not going to tread on the same ground, even though we're in familiar territory. Super smart on the behalf of Marvel. And next thing that I noticed that was really big for me, and I don't know how other people are gonna catch this and fall on this, but for me, it is the positioning for what I feel like is purposeful positioning of black women in authoritative positions. But we have a black judge, and you have Wumi Moeskew as the very authoritative TVA officer who is just whipping Loki and handling people throughout until she gets kind of tricked up towards the end. I didn't even realize that she would be in it. Maybe I didn't look hard enough at the trailers, but it was cool to see her, black woman, prominently featured, really running things for the majority of the show, and like having a strong voice, and hopefully she's featured throughout. Overall, I have to say that I'm very impressed. Again, the first 2 episodes of WandaVision were absolute garbage, hard to sit through, and I rewatched it with my wife, hard to sit through for the second time. The initial episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier was impressive as far as the action standpoint, and it showed you would be in a different type of show, but it didn't necessarily hook me as hard as I would feel like I'm hooked on Loki. I literally just finished watching, and I feel like this is worthy of a rewatch. And because I didn't know the level of confusion that this show would bring to the character, it made me think maybe I shouldn't bring the wife in on the initial first episode. But now seeing how clear things are and how defined the parameters are as far as like the rules that the show lays out for time travel and who is who, and everything is clear. It kind of makes me think, hey, she might be able to watch this along with me, and the general audience might be able to just get it moving forward and not have to deal with a whole bunch of catching up and breaking down and trying to understand what's happening. So that's my position. I enjoyed this episode very, very much. I'll be doing weekly talks about the things that I noticed. If you like my perspective, please subscribe. Enjoy yourself. Guard your heart. Come on back and watch more videos.